Whole lot of rosary. We got a fun one for you today. Shipping the first Octo guitar hanger ever. And we are making the second guitar Octo hanger ever. And we are making the first giant donut ever. And we are definitely not making the first David can ever, but we made one. And speaking of guitar hangers, some Guitar Snake middles and the Guitar Snake head. Classic giant Einstein can. And we made the other part of the guitar Octo hanger, the part that goes near the headstock. Okay, a bit of a slow start to today. There's this consultant that I'm talking to about some of the property stuff, but Lord knows it's coffee time. It's a real nice day out there too. We're probably gonna get a walk. So yeah, let's do that. Mailman. It is just glorious out today. I mean, this is like heaven on earth. I can't imagine anywhere on earth feels better than this. Oh, yeah. Dunking my heart from the very start. Thank you for letting me dunk myself again. Refreshing. You know, all you have to do is add one letter and you can turn Tacoma into Taco Man. Back at the shop, we got our walk-in, baby. Even though my life doesn't fundamentally change on the weekends, I still find myself looking forward to them. Happy weekend, everybody. About to do a bunch of stuff, but let's get this off of my desk. Yup, it is the first Octo guitar hanger. Just anecdotally, there's just something about shipping the first of a product, but then shipping the first of a product that you're probably gonna sell a bunch of. That's really special. This is a nostalgic thing, okay? Everybody remember this episode. This is the first one that shipped. When it was my horizontal hand guitar hangers, we hired a guy just to package them. That's how many we sold. Now, this probably won't sell like that, but it could be big. I'm still kind of known on the internet for those, even though it's been years since I've been able to sell them. This really could be a big deal. I'm just saying. Oh yeah. So tentacly. This is a real special one. We're giving them a handwritten note. High priority, baby. They get the VIP treatment. Steak. I've been eating those steaks and they are quite good. So I forgot, years ago, I took some pictures of this golden retriever headphone stand I made custom for somebody, but we never listed it as an item. So I decided to do that, and here we are. So that's the item for the day. Bam. It's time to circle back to the toast. Technically, this is a piece of bread with butter on it. What we're gonna do to get another product out of the same print is we're gonna toast it a bit. We're gonna tape off the butter. We're gonna make this part a little darker. Voila, whole new product. While we painted the bread to look toasty, you guys will see maybe today or tomorrow, depends on how fast it dries or whatever. I just designed a new product. I'm not going to give you a preview. We want to keep this one a secret. It's going to be a very fun surprise, and we'll give it away. Be a nice giveaway item. Hype, hype, hype. Let's get some stuff ready for painting. Got a little Sharky boy, and we've got a black D20 bank. All right, it is, of course, Dwarf Pipe time. Check your calendars, you know it's true. If you're going through hell, keep going. And of course, we've got the big T-Rex skull. Let's de-tape the milkshake. Oh yeah, roll that beautiful bean footage. There we go. And we just painted the straw. Once that's dry, we can package this guy. So weekends are kind of a good time to get new products ready. and design things because you don't have mail pickup, or at least you don't have FedEx on Saturday. So I have put together a new big food item. I will give you a little sneak preview. It is a popcorn bucket. You'll see it in earnest later on, but yeah, I made it sort of squatty like this so that it could be wider. Obviously, if we did a big thin popcorn bucket, the maximum height would make it only like that wide or something. So we kind of smashed it down, you know, which is fine. It's gonna convey the idea, but this way it'll be nice and wide. This is a good example of where experience plays into the product development, because like maybe if you're just new to developing products and you were doing something like this, you would think, well, we don't want to make the popcorn bucket, you know, short, because it's not going to quite evoke the normal popcorn bucket look. But like, I know what sells the big food items, or at least I'm getting an idea of it, let's say. Now you have to imagine a popcorn bucket that's as wide as one of these printers. You know, imagine a popcorn bucket that's about as wide as that piece of cake. Now, what I know is when I'm posing with this thing for the pictures, it's gonna be like I'm holding it like this. And so there's just a certain amount of comedic value you're gonna get from the customer perspective when they're just scrolling through Etsy and they see a guy holding a giant thing of popcorn, you know, like this. Like, this is a big thing right here. And the popcorn bucket's gonna be about as wide as that David can. So, you know, some people would value the proportions and be like, you can't make it shorter looking. But I just know that customers are going to find it more clickable and funnier if the thing looks big compared to me. Now, another thing that was a product development, I'm letting you behind the curtain a little bit with this. Like, normally I'm not explaining the designs very much and why I made the choices I made, but here's an example of when I am. See, obviously a lot of big popcorn buckets are kind of round, right? But if we make it square, here, let me demonstrate this. Let's put it at a diagonal like this. If you make the bucket square, then you can rotate it till it's diagonal like this, and it will appear maximally wide. Whereas if this was just, you know, roughly cylindrical or conical or whatever, then obviously these points would be closer together. Now, I know that when I print this thing out and we get the stripes on it and we paint the popcorn yellow, we can turn it this direction where it looks like this, and it'll be extra wide looking. So in other words, if you have these points far apart, it just looks a lot wider than it otherwise would be, because it is wider than it would be. So obviously I'm kind of explaining this to give you the slice of life, but also the lesson here is really try to understand why customers are buying from you. Like, really try to figure out what makes people click, because it'll be different for every kind of business in a lot of ways. But I get messages all the time. People, it's kind of why I take the product photos like I do. It's because people just say, I've had people not even be interested in buying, and they just message me and they're like, listen, I just wanted to say these photos are hilarious. So the more comically large I can make this thing look, probably the more clicks. Now, all of this is guesswork to some extent. You never know for sure, but you have to make the most educated guesses you can. So really, really listen to your customers. It's such a basic thing to say, but it's so true. Yeah, so the toast came out super good, but I kind of just put, I just kind of finished up the details just now. It's not gonna be dry until tomorrow, but definitely tune in for tomorrow's episode, because it's gonna be very cool. I think what I'm grateful for today, obviously churned out a couple new products. That's nice. I think what we're gonna do with the toast, now that I think about it, we're gonna take pictures and make that the product of the day tomorrow. But it occurred to me, we can make one more product out of that. We can make it like rye bread. make it all dark brown, like pumpernickel or something like that, and get one more product out of that print. It's the way to do it, son. Oh yeah, something else that's cool that I forgot to mention. The second octopus wall hanger that sold, they ordered it in yellow, weirdly enough. So we're gonna try and take some pictures of it and make that a new product. So we'll have 4 listings for octopus guitar hanger products. So that's all cool. Yep, it's coming along. We're gonna probably go way more than 150 new products this year, but we're almost at 50. Actually, I think we are, if I count the ones from this week, we're over 50. We're at 51 products for the year. So we're obviously less than a third of the way through this year. So that ain't bad. All right, let's read some Discord. M Auditor says, double mailman. Wow. Why people returning order to their house, that your place? I saw you took it and opened it, like WTF. So basically to explain that, yes, that was the previous location. I thought I said that in the previous video, but yes. Wolfman Crab Arm says, okay, in my defense, the guy who made Mad God did effects for Star Wars, Jurassic Park, RoboCop, Starship Troopers, etc. He worked on Mad God for 30 years, so if you like practical and effects in movies, it's not that obscure. Are you talking about Stan Winston? Actually, I don't think Stan Winston did Star Wars, so I don't know who that is. Jason King Kong says, how long was that package sitting there? It says something about the low level of crime, if it had been a long time, even if not easily visible from the street. Probably a long time. I would guess 6 months. I can't even remember when I last made a purple dragon. I could figure this out, but I'm not motivated enough. Let's do like one more. The Ian MCE says, I'm grateful for the seeds I planted years ago as a much younger, more naive, and more optimistic person. Absolutely based. Well, you know what I'm grateful for. What are you grateful for? What small moments of enjoyment are you experiencing today? What enriches your life? What projects are you working on? What interesting things have you learned on the internet? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. And you can also join the Discord. I always read the Discord comments first. Little perk, and it's free to join for now. But tell me in the comments. I'll probably give you a heart, probably give you an upvote. We drop one of these every single day. It's the deal of the century. I appreciate each and every one of you. We are the Gratitude Gang. We are grateful for things. Peace out.